wait for it. Okay, there we go. I'm Sarah. I'm directing the Fall Badger Region Fall League, and I also have our commissioner, Jen Armson-Dyer, that's on right now. If you all know Jen, well, she's down here for me. Hello.
Wherever I am. Hi.
Wherever. It's been a
thank you.
long day.
It has been a long day.
Yes. So we're very happy about the turnout today. A lot of the big programs are represented. We have some new people here, which is great. And I did get some responses that a couple people could not make it. So that's why I'm recording this. And we are going to have one additional meeting, Zoom meeting in July, just to finalize everything that we need before we get going and get rosters in and any last minute questions. But I thought it was really important for us to meet now because I see a lot of your Facebook posts. A lot of you guys are getting your info out, parent meetings out, interests is out, your tryouts are scheduled. So I contacted Jen and I said, hey, let's nip some things in the bud right away before you guys go ahead and get your gym space and get your tryouts going. So we're going to focus on a lot of what we're going to focus on is certifications, coaches, players, as well as memberships, which is significantly different than last year. So we really wanted to focus on that. I know Anna and a couple of you have already emailed me. So I appreciate that. And I thought we could just talk about that here in the meeting. And also I have a couple points of emphasis that I want to talk to you guys about just from things that happened past season, and hopefully, we can work and grow from last season to this season. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you who have participated last season. I know it was a grind. It was our first event since COVID, and I appreciate all of you who stuck around with us. Adam Stark, the paperwork, the crazy, every one of you were so supportive and understanding with the additional regulations that we had. Waiting in the parking lot while it rained for me to call you in. Don't have a megaphone, still don't have one. So I'm just gonna use my loud voice to call you all in. But I really appreciate your support. And I hope you guys, with what we could do for you in those short 6 weeks, we give your kids and your coaches and your program a good experience. Moving forward, super excited. I thought we'd talk about dates first, since I know you're all itching. We're really excited. We talked about it and we discussed it. We are going to be starting, first weekend is going to be September 11th. Of course, we're not going Labor Day because we want all your families to enjoy family time before you get back into fall programming. It extends through, now get your trick-or-treaters ready, October 30th and 31st. We understand it's Halloween, but we don't want to skip and end early to not allow your programs to get enough matches. And it's hard to go to November because that's when older kid tune-ups, it's harder to get court time. Okay, because right now I think we're limited on our facilities already. So the only weekend that we are not having it for programs that are aware that we do not have Fall League October 2nd and 3rd. We always take that weekend off for club tryouts. So, and that's been a running year. We do that every year. We don't want kids to have to decide one between the other. And we don't have facilities because all those facilities we're using have tryouts. So we can't do it anyway. So that, if you notice and you count, Bob Chaika, who will probably have already counted how many weekends, I see you. We have 7 weekends this year. Yay. So I'm super happy that we get that additional weekend of matches for the kids. The benefit right now with this extra weekend, and we talked about it as a staff, to get back into things, hopefully post-COVID, or we're on that tail end or whatever, is we're not raising the rates for your registration, even though we're adding that 7th weekend. It's as an appreciation for you guys for sticking with us, for being part of the program, for attending the meetings. And I may have been bossy, but if you know me, you know that I was doing it. Michelle, you know that I'm bossy, but it is for the safety of everyone to keep the program going. So I may have been the bad guy, but hopefully I won't have to be doorkeeper or gatekeeper.
Oh,
This is
Okay, that's
next
fine.
fall.
Right.
But you never know.
Okay.
So we have 7 weeks. Just a reminder, our registration is $7.95 per team, much like last year. Okay. Which is great. And nothing much is changing on that end. So we're going to go right into my agenda here. It's going to be real quick. Just to kind of skirt over the main things that you guys are going to need coming into your tryouts. I know a lot of you are doing tryouts in May. Let's talk about facilities, because I'm going to kind of go in that order, since that's the first thing you need. If you used the facilities this past fall and you got a certificate of insurance from Scott, okay, yeah, you all know that. It's good till October 31st or August 31st. Yeah, you knew where I was going. I was thinking about Halloween. August 31st. So you can use that current certificate that you already have filed with your facilities if you indeed use those facilities again. Okay, makes sense. So like Brook East and, New Berlin, all of that, Waukesha. Now, if you have new facilities you're using for tryouts, you need to file your certificate of insurance with Scott after May 1st. Just wait till May 1st. We're going to get that as our little starting point here. And then file it with Scott, and with the appropriate paperwork on the website, you'll see it, the form that you have to submit to him. Or is it on Sports Engine now, Jen? Can you do it each way? Do we know? I'll check that.
I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
I
check that
believe
out.
the forms are still on the website for league, but they were put in Sports Engine for HQs.
Yeah. And the club registration's there for HQ, but they don't need to know about that.
Yeah. Totally. So yeah, please. And if you have any insurance questions, please email. Hold on a minute. My dog is barking.
Please email Scott Spiess at scott@badgervolleyball.org. I don't know if that's what she was going to say, but that's what I'm going to finish her sentence.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I apologize. My dog between 5 and 7 gets crazy. I don't know if your dogs do that. I can't. Okay. So, yeah, so insurance questions go through him. Now that's the first tier. Okay. You got your facility. They want your insurance. They're going to explain to you what type of insurance they want. Majority of it is all the same. Scott knows all about that. He's the magician with insurance. Now let's talk about memberships, because I want to just nip that right away. So we have, Oren, get him a snack. We have a new way to get memberships through Sports Engine, which I'm sure a lot of you have already seen on our website. Now, our handbook is not updated with the membership information yet, but I'm in the process of doing that. So anything about membership with WebPoint, please don't refer to that. That's not the portal we use anymore. We use Sports Engine. And that link is found on our membership page on our website. Now, these are things you're not going to like, but it's a transition year. We have, if your players played club this past season, their membership is good until August 31st. Okay, now remember that date, not October, August 31st. If your coaches coach club and they have a full adult membership, their membership is good through August 31st. Okay. If you have players that do not have a membership yet, after May 1st, we're starting on May 1st, but I'd say after, we will have a summer $15 membership for adults and kids available to purchase. That is good only till August 31st. Okay, I'm typing this all up for all you. It's going to be in the handbook too, so give me a day or two to have it published. September 1st comes around, you're wondering, oh gosh, what do I do? None of the memberships are good anymore. That's when we are all going to help each other pile on, renew the memberships for both kids and adults. And the only option that we have through Sports Engine is the full $50 membership. Now you're probably thinking, whoa, we don't have a fall membership anymore for $15. I get that. We cannot offer that anymore in the new membership portal that we're using. So what's great about the $50 one is if they end up playing club, they can use that after fall league. If they want to do camps during the fall or any kind of leagues during winter with Penguins or whatever, that membership covers it. And that membership will help them through tryouts and through August 31st of the following year. Okay. So as of now, there is no more fall membership for junior players.
And if I can jump in here a little
Yes,
bit,
please.
it's actually not a Sports Engine thing. It's a USA Volleyball
Well, there you
membership.
go.
They previously had a 14-month membership season instead of a 12-month, which, as I can imagine, got a little messy financially because it did for us as well. And so with the change to the new membership management system, they made it a 12-month membership year. So everything starts on September 1st and ends on August 31st. We do have commissioner meetings coming up, and I know that there is a talk of the fall membership because so many people liked it. If things change, we will certainly let you guys know.
Yes.
But as of right now, after September 1st, everybody will need to renew at the full rate. And as Sarah said, it's good for everything until the following.
It's like encompassing all the
yeah.
magic that is till August of next year. So for your tryouts, you won't have to worry and scurry around for those kids who only play fall league to get another fall membership. It'll carry them through till August 31st the following year. So before we talk about rosters and things like that, I wanted to branch Jen into adults with background screens because some of that is changing, Jen, correct?
For this year, it should be the same, but it's still the September 1, August 31st date. They still are good. You know, if somebody gets it this year, it's still good for the full year. So there's no doing a background screen. So if a coach is a new coach, they buy a membership May 1st, theoretically it should be good for a full year. We're having region commissioner meetings coming up in the next 3 weeks. And so some of that may change as well, but it's good for the full year. And then there's a supplemental screen the second year. And so that's, it's not going to be $30 every year. It's going to be $30 every other year or $15 every year. That's actually something we're voting on in a couple weeks. So
a lot of the big commissioner meetings and the yearly meetings are happening for Jen in the next 2 weeks. So a lot of questions that you may have or some things that are lingering are still in the air. But for now, it doesn't hurt because everyone can still get that summer membership if they don't have a club one. Okay. And your coaches, if they had a background screen that has not expired yet, that data will hypothetically cross from WebPoint into Sports Engine when they get a membership. It'll all cross over.
Yep.
If there's issues, just let us know. Me and Scott, and we've been doing and helping with the help desk, and we can help you figure that out.
And if you notice someone, you guys aren't building HQs, but I have Impact. I did this last year. It's not coming through on my new MMS account. It's probably something about how they spelled their name, or they used a nickname instead of a legal name, stuff like that. And there's stuff that we can do. We have credential lookups, and so we can just look at the old system and import that. So don't think that they have to do Impact all over again if they don't want to. And so just communicate with membership@badgervolleyball.org, and the staff will help you out with that.
And we'll figure that all out for you. And then Safe Sport is the same thing. It all looks the same. When you get into Sports Engine, you'll have to navigate a little. We have some nice helpful hints and one-pagers on our website on how to access Safe Sport through Sports Engine. If you need to take Impact, or if you have a coach who's new has to take it, we have all of those step-by-step instructions on the website. Okay, and if you need a little help, just send an email to membership or to me, and we can help you get those through.
Well, I was just going to say that I'm putting it in the chat, so bear with me, but the membership at badgervolleyball.org is accessed by all staff members. And so we try to push people to that so there can be 5 people doing it rather than just everybody going to Sarah. Because I am on her case to stop answering text messages at 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. and emails. So we're trying to really funnel everything through the membership so that all
Yes.
staff can help.
And
And
it's
it's not just on Sarah.
it's truly helpful. I did learn how to do not disturb on my phone. So
Roger that.
that's a big step for me, especially with officials. It's a really big step. So it's going to be new. We have tutorials. Sports Engine we've gone through a lot of the fixes. We've already had some updates and some upgrades to it since the beginning of club season. So you guys are coming in at a really great time to use Sports Engine. And speaking of, I know you all heard Jen say HQ. We're going to just move right into what rosters with that. Just to kind of close the coaches need the same requirements that they've always needed. Current membership, safe sport, background screen, the main and impact, the main stuff that none of that is changing. So all of that, even in the new membership system, still looks the same. The training still goes to USA Academy and things like that. So everything looks the same. With kids and your rosters, you're probably thinking, how am I going to send Sarah all of these amazing rosters? Well, with the membership changing and ending on August 31st, and it's starting again on September 1st, we have to get everyone renewed. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So what's going to happen with rosters is the rosters for the kids are still going to be preliminarily due on August 15th. Okay. That's going to have their member number of their summer membership on it. Okay. Because it's still going to be the Excel document that we have. No one is going to need or have to build an HQ in Sports Engine. If you want to do that for your own program, that's fine. We will not be building rosters through that. It's obsolete for what we're using it for. Okay. The rosters go just to me. They don't go to other event people. They don't, you don't have to go through building them. They come right to me. And then I do an audit, and I have 3 kids who need volunteer hours in the volleyball program who's going to help me audit rosters this year. So it's not just me. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to send me your rosters by August 15th. If you have issues or if you're delayed, let me know separately. I can't allow a lot of things to be late because it takes a lot of time to review rosters. Okay. When the membership for the kids and the parents and your coaches expire on August 31st, and this is something you're going to want to, kick out and give them multiple reminders in May and June and July that they have to renew September 1st. When they renew, okay, I will be on your rosters. I may ask you for an updated one. If you're a smaller program, send me updated rosters with new memberships on them. Jen, do you know when they renew, does the membership number change or does that stay the same?
No, membership number stays the same.
Amen. Good.
And I'm going to interrupt Sarah here too.
Sure.
It will be decided in the next month or whatever, just based on a list of strategic enhancements that we have for the MMS, if there is an early registration period. And I am considering using this group, the BRYFVL group, as a kind of guinea pig to allow for early registration, just so you guys don't have to push, however many families in 10 days to get all this done. So we're hoping that there's going to be an early registration period starting sometime in August, so that maybe you can have a month or longer. We'll get it as long as we can. And during that early registration period, the membership won't be active. And so they'll still need the May membership or their previous membership. But it's just basically an early runway to get them in going into the next season. So we'll communicate that. But I just want you guys who are like, oh God, I have to do all of this in 10 days. There's no way this is going to happen. We know that.
Yes.
We're working with USA Volleyball to see when we can open that early registration.
And then branching off that, when I do roster audits, which you all know, roster audits are going to be done coaches first. Okay. Because I want to see when they took their safe sport, when they took their background screen, who's going to need it. Cause that's my priority right now. My priority is also the kids, but the roster audits for the kids with the renewal isn't going to happen until the first weekend of play and after. Okay. So you're going to have, if we don't have that extended registration or that early reg, you will still have a couple weeks to push your parents, and I'm always good being the bad guy saying kids can't play unless they renew. So that's the easiest way you can say it. I know it sounds mean, but I do that all the time. And lo and behold, they renew in like 15 minutes. So,
and one of the benefits with the new membership management system is that we as region staff are able to send out direct membership links. So say, hey, here's the link, purchase your membership, click on this, or
yes.
Go into your account and click on this. So it's more actionable on our end rather than trying to get them to go to the right page and go to the website and click on this and that type of stuff. It's more actionable on our end. So that should also help.
Much more user friendly. Now, with this new member management system and the rosters, we're all going to learn together. So my main goal is background screens, safe sport memberships for your coaches. Make sure they aren't, they don't have anything in the, we just need to make sure everyone's on the up and up before they start working with the kids. And that means tryouts. So I would say get a blast out to all of your coaches. If you have them, as of May 1st, purchase those adult memberships and get those background screens processed if they need them. Okay. The earlier you get this information out to your coaches, the better. Because as you all know, if they apply for a background screen the day or the week before their weekend that they coach, it won't be it takes around 5 to 7 to 10 business days now, Jen?
It's thorough. COVID has just with courthouses being closed and that type of stuff and limits, it takes a little longer. And that's something we have absolutely no control over. I'm not involved in the background screen process at all. I can't say, hey, yeah, I'll move this one to the front of the line. We literally have no touch point with that at all. So I would say 5 to 10 business days, count on that. Sometimes it can be quicker, but
yeah, the quicker, the earlier, the better. Even if they know they expire October 31st, then you're good to go for that whole fall league season. So they have the ability when they look and they build their sports engine, when that merges, when it merges, they will be able to see that. Membership cards for coaches and players are not printable. They don't give you a card per se after you purchase. You will get a confirmation email, and everything is electronic now. So you have the ability to do what I do, and I screenshot it and I put it in my Apple Wallet. And there is after you purchase, you can add the actual membership, the electric membership card to your Apple Wallet if you have indeed an Apple Wallet. The best thing for parents is to screenshot it and print it and put it in their purses with everything else they're going to need, just so you have confirmation, because they're going to see two numbers. They're going to see a purchase number in the confirmation email that they're sent. And then in their account and on their electronic card, there is a member number, which does not start with BG anymore. It's not what we used to do. It's much shorter, which makes me happy. So that is on their legitimate or on their sports engine tile. You'll see that there's tiles for whoever's profile. So once you get in there and you play with it, you'll understand what I'm saying. And if you have questions, like I said, email the membership or go to our helpful videos that we have on our website, which are super helpful, especially for clubs when they were starting out. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions about that? I know it's pretty general, but once you dig in, please, email membership and let us know if you need help.
And I just had a question about an email going out with a link to renew. So the cool thing is Sarah can provide you guys, after September 1st, Sarah can provide you guys a link to the direct membership purchase, and you can send that to all of your families. And then during the roster audit process, if they haven't done that, we can reach out again and say, you need to purchase this. So they'll get it a couple times, but it's the direct link to the exact membership that they'll
click on it. It goes right to the athlete, or if it's a coach, it goes right to the adult with safety requirements or whatever it is that, direct link. We just have to make sure we know that one link from the other link. We can't. Well, I think it deciphers that now, Jen, through
through enhancements. Yes, it will.
Okay,
and
cool.
We're also working on printable membership cards. who knew in the IT world that that was such a problem?
Oh, it is. People want those cards. They want them laminated. They want them in their, oh my gosh, look,
Yeah, I mean, they're not, just so you guys can see behind the curtain a little bit, they're not printable right now because basically the digital ones are constantly updated, and so they're the most current. So if someone is put on probation or has, a credential taken away, they're the most current. But we've hit very hard to them of this isn't functional during a trial process when we're, auditing hundreds and hundreds of people. We need to just say, okay, yeah, you have a membership, you're fine. And so that's something we're working on, among other things.
Okay, any questions? I know you're all kind of like, whoa, it's going to be good. We went through a whole club season with it. We will be fine, right? Ann and Bob, you guys know you guys are experts. You purchased your kids. You're going to teach everyone. Boom. What you drinking there, Bob? Yeah, I see you. Okay, so we're going to move on to just a couple. I want to talk about impact. In the past, even though we provide only online impact for new coaches, we at Fall League, with the new parents and the new coaches that we have in Fall League, we want to do in-person impact for anyone who's new. That's still in the air. We didn't do it last year because of COVID, of course, when it was really hitting high. I want to do one at Sting if they have courts available with masks, and we can cap the number of people there. I think it's really helpful for your new coaches. I answer questions about rotations, overlap, I give them basic drills to run when they start, what to focus on, just mostly, and a lot about behavior with the players, and a lot of tips, which is really helpful for those new coaches. And when you do it online, some people kind of zone out like me and have it playing in the background while we're doing dishes or math homework with our kids or something like that. So I will get back to you guys if we do have 1 or 2 in-person impact dates. Obviously, like I said, they would be capped, masks, of course, but I think we can potentially do that. So I will let you guys know, and I'll be your instructor. Yay.
I do want to jump in on the message that I put in chat back to Sarah's question, just about you keep that all on a thumb drive? Yes, you can, as long as it's safe but accessible. I would maybe suggest to have printed medical forms on you somewhere. We ran into a couple situations where coaches had no idea that a player had seizures, had epilepsy. And ran into that, and the main coach wasn't there who knew it. And so thankfully the other coach had the binder and was able to give that to the ambulance. Just stuff like that. So, thumb drive is fine, but also, personal identification safety. So
yeah, that's what we're branching right into the paperwork portion of this. And that's one of them. Kind of branching off what Jen said, thumb drives are great. However, when we have an incident, we do need to give that medical release form to the trainer or to the EMTs or whoever it is. If there is a situation that was pre-existing, having them also on the coaches reminds them to review them. If they're on a thumb drive, I'm a coach, okay? If I have something on a thumb drive, I guarantee you 100% I will lose it. So
at the bottom of your backpack with everything.
Yes, 100% with all my M&Ms and my chapsticks.
Paper clips.
Chapsticks, broken pens. So when I get the paperwork, I think it's a good practice for all of you directors to bring it up in a coaches meeting, for good practices for coaches to please thoroughly read all the medical forms of those players on that team, so they are aware. Is there a type 1? Is there an asthmatic? Is someone allergic to cashews? There's a lot of things that some parents are really good at mentioning or will mention to someone, but it will never get passed down to the coach. So with that being said, I think that med forms on thumb drives are great. They're just not accessible during emergency situations. So we will be checking for that. Great. I just saw we plan to put the med forms in the binders. So what I know that Hamilton and Brooke Easton a lot, a recommendation for the forms, and I'll talk about the forms in a minute, is to give each coach a binder with your forms in them, and make them read it. Just because, and you can even put a copy of the handbook in there if you want, not now. Let me edit it, wait till like May to do that. But I've been 100% for coaching as many years as I have in club. I force myself to read those medical release forms because I have no idea that one of my kids was scared of small places, and couldn't go on elevators. I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't know until you read those forms. So, it's good for you. COVID forms, I cannot comment on those yet. The forms from like what we had last year, where you had to hand them in for every single weekend that your kids played. I don't know if we're going to do that, if we're going to do one all-encompassing COVID that will, cover the whole league. That's something we'll talk about much later, Jen and staff, because that was a lot of paper. I just got rid of it 2 days ago, by the way. I had all the papers, score sheets, and rosters from last year saved in the corner of my office, and I just shredded them. So yeah, we're ready for the new year. Concussion forms, yes. Just like last year, please keep those on you. I think education on concussion with your coaches is incredibly important. Please make sure they take those classes to identify when a concussion happens and how to follow up with concussions, because that is one of the most unseen injuries that we have in volleyball, that kids will shake it off, but if coaches don't follow up appropriately, a concussion can be missed. So I'm really a hardcore in concussion management.
Yeah.
So
just going back to the question in chat, the $15 summer membership does not go towards the $50 membership. Just with how the membership year ends, May is the shortened season up to September 1st. And so you're actually getting a shortened period of time for that membership. So it is not upgradable. It does not go forward, but 50 then covers the full year.
So this is that awkward overlap year. As of next year, then they just renew. They have their membership and they just renew after August 31st if they've already had a membership. Okay, I'm just looking to see here. Okay, we're going to get into a couple nitty-gritty parts of Fall League. Like I said, this is kind of like a general, hey, here are the big changes. Some of that changes that are not happening is right now we are hoping to run the league at the same facilities that we did last year, New Berlin and Sting. Now, with the southern part of Wisconsin being built and the western part of Wisconsin being built, which I'm currently working on, we are trying to get teams out of Madison. We're trying to get more southern teams other than Burlington and Westosha. I think we're going to get Kenosha Unified. If you guys are big into boys programs, we do have a lot more boys that are coming on, a lot more boys programs. So we are hoping to just host at those two. However, we will have potentially the Recplex and potentially something maybe toward a little west, just in case we need to move, like have one weekend at a different facility. It will not be a far travel for you guys. Our main sites are obviously going to be Sting and New Berlin, but it all depends. Right now, we don't have numbers. So like when it comes to schedules, who's going to be playing Saturday and Sunday, I have no answers to that. How many matches are we going to get a day? I have no answers for that yet. At least 2, maybe 3. But as you all know, who's been in this league before, a lot of anything having to do with facilities and questions about schedules and things, I can't answer until July, until we get an idea of numbers and registration.
And contracts,
which are going out. Cindy, how much do the kids have to pay if they only play for Fall League and not club? They still have to pay the $50. You missed that first part, Cindy, because you weren't in, you came in a little late. They have to get the $15 membership that lasts till August 31st. This is with the new sports engine. And then on September 1st, they have to renew for the $50 membership that lasts till August 31st of 2022. With that being said, Cindy, please encourage them to do camps, do like winter programming at Penguins and Motion. They have stuff like that to do lessons if they want to play and do other things to get their money's worth. And then they'll have that membership through the tryout and practice process until August 31st. That's the same for anyone. If they play club or if they don't play club, they all pay the same amount of money. I hope that answered your question, Cindy. Okay. So yes, so if you have questions about schedules and everything like that, I can't answer that. What I can answer is I did get, I think Micah, hi Micah, I'm Sarah. We've talked on email, hi. That there are some incidents like where you have some players that play parochial school as well as our fall league. And I encourage that. I love it. I love when kids play both. Well, you know, yeah, Michelle's laughing because we had issues last year with that. So with that being said, we try to schedule the best way we can. With boys, it's never an issue because boys parochial school is mostly on Friday nights. So we're good with that. With girls, it's a horse apiece. You know, if we know ahead of time that we have a lot of kids that are playing dual, I can mention it to Kelly, but Kelly is the wizard and magician of all things formatting. And so it would probably be a case by case basis that I would have to mention it to Kelly Micah. So the earlier, the better. So if you have one day that works better than another for your program, much like you said in the email, we can keep talking about that.
Okay, yeah, because Sundays would work great.
Mm-hmm.
Saturdays potential for some parochial school tournaments and things like that. But
right.
Again, it's kind of
and then you have to choose, and you might be short players, and
right.
I totally
and then we
that.
make the schools mad at us too.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking into that, if we're unsure, like I can get you dates for those tournaments, but if it's still an unsure thing, that as I mentioned to you, is a potential. We're either
right.
in or out, depending on that.
And I can definitely send your concerns to Kelly and see if he, just based on past numbers, if we can make it work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. Branching into parochial school, Michelle. Seton is coming back. I'm on the board for Seton, and the Seton volleyball program is all coming back in fall from what we're talking about. So coaches, or I'm sorry, players who I will not be, unless they have a feeder, you know how, you know, we have a couple that are happening. We have Marquette and we have potentially Pius. We will allow feeders for parochial high schools. Thomas More, we had that. However, we're not going to allow the parochial school middle schools participate under their parochial school umbrella like we did this past year. We did that as we helped them out because they didn't have a Seton program. And when they didn't have a Seton program, I felt terrible because they didn't have the Seton championship. So I brought in some parochial schools like Hales Corners, St. Mary's Hales Corners. You guys saw St. Dom's, things like that, to let them just participate in our league for one fall season. When it comes to parochial school, when it comes to programs that feed into Thomas More or other things that are not parochial school based, but they want kids to play in our league, we have that rule in the handbook that says if they've already participated in a public school team with Eisenhower or New Berlin West, Tammy, I think Tammy just got on. Hi, Tammy.
Hi.
Hi. Or they need to participate in their public school feeder first. They can't, parochial school programs can't take from the existing public school programs. We don't allow that. So if they want to build their own 5th grade team out of kids who've never played before, absolutely. They're going to all go to DSHA. Great. Perfect. But they can't steal from you guys, from the current public schools. That's been kind of a standing rule that we've had in our handbook. That makes sense. Oh, we have a question. Here we go. Hi, Leslie. Just wanted to say if you are still meeting about memberships, to consider that this is a new policy, which I think you said is USAB is placing on each of the coach membership instead of on clubs, assuming that most of us reimburse. Could end up being a little costly for us, maybe not all reimburse. So that's program specific, Leslie. I know that you have a very big program and your choice is to reimburse your coaches, which I think is great. And I wanted to get this message to you right away so you could build it into your budget and base it on how much you're going to charge every family. because of course this is an added expense. That's why we didn't want to increase the cost of the league. So with that, you know, I'm hoping we gave you enough time to build it into your budget, but if not, you know, I think this year, this is going to be the biggest year it's going to hit, and then hopefully it will normalize in the following year. Question from Danielle. So can kids play on both a feeder team and a private school team? The Seton Catholic schools do not like it if you play in a public school in our league and the greater metro, okay, or the metro league, you know, or whatever league your parochial school is in. That's up to you as a program. If it causes you issues with having to forfeit due to losing parochial school kids who choose to play tournaments on those weekends, then I would suggest not to do that, because we are 100% against forfeiting on weekends of league, because the reformatting of the numbers we have is impossible. We want everyone to play. So I would say if they can make it work with both, great. But if you have enough numbers where if a couple kids miss, you still can play, absolutely. But that's up to your program. Oh, hi, Micah. Oh, really? Did she? Dude, you're in big trouble. Okay, so Michelle, Micah, Michelle, you guys meet each other already? That's because it's awkward. Okay, so my daughter played for Ike because Wisconsin Lutheran didn't have a team. Is she allowed to play for Wisconsin Lutheran next year? If that's the school that your daughter's intending on going, okay? Because we say 2 years in the public school, okay? If the public school feeder. So if you give Michelle enough time and she knows before the tryout process, the issue we were having is people were getting poached after she already made her teams. And that's absolutely not fair. So if you give her enough notice, you guys can have a discussion and make that work. Last year, we had a lot of issues with kids getting poached to the parochial school teams that were trying to play in our league, and that's not allowed. And that caused a lot of hecticness. So Michael, that's just a conversation between you and Michelle. Look at you both here. Hi.
And we also want to do everything possible not to anger the Catholics.
Please don't.
So I mean, I grew up Catholic. My mom just came in. She was a Catholic school teacher. I understand. So we're doing everything we possibly can not to make that happen.
And let me tell you, being on the board for the Seton, okay, and the board for, you know, Catholics, the Arch, and then me telling them, yeah, we're going to let parochial schools play in our league. It did not go well right away. I had to sugar it up a little. So it was not well received at first until, you know, they wanted disassociation and things like that. So we ended up making it work for those few teams that kind of put some kids together just to give them some playtime. They just wanted to play. That was all it was. So it was super simple. So yes, we are allowing, like I'm sure some of you are aware, Marquette has boys teams that came in. We are encouraging boys, but we have those rules in place for a reason. If parochial school feeders want to develop programs they can't take from public. So just to finish that up. Okay, any questions about that? And if you have any specific questions about that part, let me know, because I've dealt with a lot of crazy with that for the last couple of years. Michelle, it's all good. We're all friends here. It's good. One last rule I wanted to stress coming into this season is the philosophy of our league. And this is how I want to kind of end our meeting tonight, because I think we got a lot covered already. Our philosophy of our league and why I kind of came in and loved it the moment I got hired at Badger was because this is giving kids an opportunity to play volleyball. Kids that have never touched a volleyball before. This isn't just for club. I get it gets competitive because, you know, those 7th and 8th grade girls get feisty in that A league. But this is also for them, those club girls, to play volleyball with the girls that may have not played before that they're going to go to high school with. Meet their high school friends and get to know them so it's not so awkward when they walk down the hallway in high school. So the league is 100% adamant and against kids playing up based on skill. That's something we've stuck with from the beginning. I can give a really good example. McKenna Worker, who is probably one of the best pins in the state, played for BC for 4 years, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Never once did she play up. And she had a blast playing with her age group of kids who never touched a volleyball before. And she didn't care. Michelle, your daughter Lexi, played in her age group with kids who never, and that's when you first started Eisenhower. And she got, she was patient, she was teaching, those were her friends, right?
Yep. She played libero, and she's not
Yeah.
libero.
She's a big kid. And I saw her setting a little bit too. And, she did whatever she could to help the team. And
She was coaching them and telling, it was a good experience for her from a character building standpoint, not a competitive standpoint. It took a little,
I know, because Lexi's super competitive. I
good.
totally get it. And so is Michelle. We're all, I get it. But your goal developing your program, and it's such a healthy program, is to get the kids to start playing volleyball. So one rule that's really sensitive is we keep kids in their age group. If they are 6th grade and you think they can play 8th grade, good for them, but they have to stay in their grade. Okay. The only reason why I break that rule is for boys, because boys, we just need boys. Get those boys in here. We don't want boys to play down, but we are sometimes, with the amount of boys teams, we have to blend 5th and 6th in one team and then 7th and 8th in another. So boys, we're a little more lenient because, Nick, we need boys to play volleyball. And Nick's been part of the program, Bob Chika, with your United, we need boys to come in and play. With girls, we get it. And I'm a 14s coach, so I know a lot of 14 and under girls. And it's not fair to those girls who can't afford club that they get bumped for club kids who are better than them. That's not the philosophy of this program, and we won't ever change. So that's one of those rules that we have to stick to, that your kids play the grade that they are. So there's no wavering on that one. Is there any questions on that?
There was, if they don't have enough to fill the 5th grade team, can 3rd or 4th grade girls play up?
We've allowed that.
Yeah.
Yep. If there's 6th grade by age, but we go by grade, the grade that they are in. Not their, this isn't club age where their level of play. This is their grade in school. So whatever grade they're going into in the fall is the grade that they play in the league. Okay, makes sense. So we appreciate, I get it. And you've got some crazy, I get all of you guys with your programs have some crazy parents. I get it. They want their kids to play on the best team, the highest team, the A League, boom, boom, boom. Well, then this isn't the program for them, because we are here to nurture and make friends and get better. And I will use McKenna and Lexi as examples for the rest of my life with this league, that you play your grade and you make friends and you develop character traits that you may not get in club. So it's a really nice feeling to play with your kids, your grade. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Does anyone have any questions thus far with anything? Now, if you think of things that have to do with the program directly, email me after the fact. Micah, I know you had a couple other questions, I think, but I want to just address, or was it just based mainly the schedule? Was that it?
Mainly the schedule.
Yeah.
That's the big determiner for us.
Yeah, no, I got you. And I'll go to our tournament director with your questions when we're done. Okay. Reach out to me if you need help. If you have parent meetings that are Zoom and you need me to speak about the membership things, please let me know and I will come on Zoom or whatever you need to help you with that, especially newer programs or big programs that need to get the communications out. We're happy to help. But we want to make this a really fun, good league. Like you guys all know, we have refs that are training, we have coaches that are new, we have kids that never played before. That's the spirit of this league. Right now we are doing an A and B, like 2 levels based on numbers. I don't think we're going to add a 3rd, just because, but it all depends on numbers, on how many how many levels you guys want to, what we're going to do. So on your registration forms that I'm going to send and have it on our website, right now it's going to just be A and B. Unless we are bursting at the seams at one level, then we will reach out to you guys about potentially starting a third level. Cool. Any other questions? This went so quick. I'm so proud. Jen, do you have anything left to say?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just started. Jamie Davis, the CEO of USA Volleyball, is having a state of the game address, and I apparently just clicked on that, and it's starting. So we'll see if my computer can handle 2 webinars at once.
Oh gosh, you're gonna lock up. Yeah, Tamara, we already answered this. We would like your registration forms in by August 1st. Remember, that's normally our date that we have them, and it's on the form. All that stuff's gonna be updated. Right now, we're done with champs and all our big events, so I'm just catching up with Fall League now. So registration needs to be done by August 1st. Rosters, preliminary rosters by August 15th. You're welcome. Anything else? We're good?
I don't think so. And like Sarah said, we'll provide more information as it becomes available, but we wanted to get in front of you guys just because we knew there are a lot of questions, just to kind of level set as we head into the summer.
And we had a really good attendance tonight, so I feel really good about this. So like I said, follow up. If you can, this recording will be on our website. Give it a couple days just in case you want coaches to listen or anything like that, and reach out. Like I said, I'll reach out about impact and anything else we have to communicate that's really important. All right, well, thank you guys for taking an hour out of your night. Enjoy your families, and please reach out if you need anything.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.